I literally made a turn-based RPG in 1 month. At the end of the year, I made it a goal to create 1 game a month for the entirety of 2021. Last month was a flop, but this month, I'm not letting anything stop me. Well, I hope. This month, I started off the challenge coming out of a difficult January, where problems understanding the depth of mirror were too great for me to grasp in a month. This month means no mirror, which means no problems, right? Well, it was much smoother, let me tell you what. At first, I didn't know where to start, so I opened Blender. And I proceeded to do what every non-artistic game developer does. Get extremely angry, scream at my computer, and close Blender. Sorry, baby. I don't know what came over me.
It's okay, Jacob. I love you.
Aw, I love you too, computer. But anyway, back to the drawing board. After a little bit of brainstorming, I thought it would be important to work on the most important mechanic of the game first, the combat. I mean, who needs custom art when you have green capsule and red cube, right? After some intense coding sessions, some logical thoughts, and a lot of breaks, I was able to give something a go. Well, of course, in programming, you're always going to have some issues. But after showing my computer some love, the fighting system was working. Now onto the other main mechanic of the game, walking around. This one was no problem. In fact, it was too easy. I should have been suspicious. But actually, it was that easy. Now to the hard part, connecting the out-of-combat characters to their in-combat counterparts. After some deliberation, I decided it'd be best to have a trigger to bring the player and the group of enemies into combat. That trigger would have a couple managers copy the player and the enemy game objects, and then teleport them into the fighting scene. There's a lot of copying and deleting prefabs, which is probably not a best practice, but hey, the time's ticking. Let's just get it working. We cannot have another Bubble Boy Online situation. So here we have it. You can walk into combat, kill the enemy, and when they're dead, they disappear. This is glorious. Now, on to some visual prototyping. So, I opened up Blender. This is going to be awkward.
Oh, you are back.
You know I didn't mean it, baby.
I can't stay mad at you. Come here.
After an apology and some making up, I said making up. I hopped into Blender and started creating some necessary assets. I made a house, a fence, a path, some good environmental necessities. I also made Slenderman's shorter brother. Pretty good for a noob. Hey! No, I was saying I was the noob. Anyway, I created a scene in Unity and set it up to the best I could. Everything's looking good. It's looking like a game made in a week, but hey, at least it's getting made. Now, time to combine these art assets with that code that I made earlier. And I'm not going to hit you with the same thing again, but as you could guess, there were more errors. After some expert debugging, I was able to get something that works. This is the start of the game. Grand. A real adventure. Then I took to the skies and tried to make a bit of music for the game. Good enough. I'm on my last week, and this is the time crunch. Implementing the quest system, inventory, and at least a short main storyline, that's the goal. And there we have it. The game's as done as it's going to be, and I still have some time left to spare. Maybe now I can finally go outside. It's overrated. All in all, this was my most successful month in game dev yet. Although the game's not some sort of sellable masterpiece, I created the bones for a turn-based RPG so that in the future, if I decide I want one, I can skip the entire first month of development. I'm extremely excited for next month's genre. I wonder what it'll be. Well, how the hell am I supposed to make something addictive? No breaks, I guess. If you want to participate in creating an addictive mobile game with me, that'd be awesome. Click the link in the description if you want to join the game jam. You could also join the Discord and we could toss around ideas, or just subscribe and you can keep up to date on the next game. I gotta go now. I'm gonna go ask some cigarettes how to be addictive. Also, don't smoke.